I've been muted. Yep. Elaine! Elaine! Hello, everybody. Oh, what a day it has been. Welcome to the Headlines Hangout stream. I am trying this now as a name so I don't have to say it's like Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday, whatever, whatever ends up happening. Anyway, hi everybody. I'm ItsKim. You may have seen me from around the internet. I do pop culture commentary and I basically just talk about things in the news that I care about and share my opinion. And when I talk about things, I try to go below the headline. I try to go deeper than just the little snippets we get from the news a lot of the time. Try to go into the background, the context. I think all of that is really important, and that's what I try to do. I do want to apologize right off the bat because normally we start the stream about an hour earlier than what we did today. But as some of you may have seen, if you are subscribed to me, which if you are not subscribed to me, please consider doing so. I am really trying to get to 30K. I would love to see that happen and love to have you join me on that journey. I let everybody know that this morning I had to take Lacey, my little puppy here, who I can bring up and you guys can see her because I know some of you are concerned about her. Give me 1 second. You're a little drowsy right now. A little bit drowsy. So this is Lacey. If you've never seen Lacey before, Lacey hangs out with me through my streams, and she is my bestie and my baby, my partner, and helps me out with a lot of stuff. And Lacey had a little bit of an accident yesterday. She's okay, as you can see. She's good. But I took her outside to play. And throw her. She has these teeny tiny little balls, little tennis balls that we throw around. And I threw one and a couple of more, and I went to go pick them up because she doesn't always bring them back to me. She doesn't always fetch them all the way because she gets so excited. And there was some, I'm going to call it red on the ball. So we stopped right away. I got her inside, made sure she was all right. And it looks like she has a bit of an injury in her mouth. So we took her to the vet and she is going to have surgery. So she is on meds right now. You quite all right there? Yeah. So she's on some medication right now to get her ready for that. But it's anybody that has watched my channel for a bit, you know that my other dog recently just had to have dental surgery. So he's good. Now it's her turn. And it's just been like, oh my gosh. So I apologize if I'm a little bit scatterbrained today. I'm going to do my best. I wanted to be here with you guys, but she is going to be okay. It just sucked. It just really sucked. But we have some stories I want to go over today. I'm so excited to be here with you guys. Please remember to hit that like button, subscribe if you have not. If you are interested in joining this community, you are welcome to do so. My membership program is called Space Angels because that's what I call you guys. You're my Space Angels. And I have so many plans for what I want to do with membership. I would love to see as many of you join as would like to. I think we're going to do a lot of fun things and I'd love to have you be a part of it. Also, we do tend to sometimes have gifted memberships thrown out. So make sure you've allowed gifts if that's something you want to do. So we have, speaking of, thank you, General Scott.
Well, that was timely.
Thank you, General Scott. I appreciate that. It's today and yesterday, man. Today drained me. If any of you guys know that meme, today drained me. Yes, Denise, example at General Scott. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Okay. Oh, long live George Harrison. Thank you very much for the gifted memberships. That is incredibly kind of you. I really, really do appreciate that. Welcome to the 20 new Space Angels. Oh my goodness, you guys didn't have to do that. Thank you. Thank you. I do also have to say, I wanted to say also a big thank you to General Scott as well, who sent me a lovely PayPal and message. Thank you very much. I will definitely be putting that towards Lace, and I very much appreciate that support as well. And even being here is huge. Thank you for being here. Thank you to all the new Space Angels. Please make sure if you are a new Space Angel and you have not checked it out, there is a playlist on the main page of my channel called Space Angels Only, and it has lots of content on there that I have made just for you. Hours and hours and hours and hours of content. I just saw Katie 93. Katie's 94's comment. Kim sent off the bat signal and the officers responded. We should have like a bat signal like graphic that's just a puppy paw in the corner going up. Sorry? Oh, producer sister just asked if she's Alfred. Alfred! Where is Matt Bond and the Larry Boy jokes? Come on! Oh my goodness. Oh, so thank you guys so much for being here. Let's get this going. Let's get into the news. So anybody watching on the replay crew that's never seen me before, here's normally the way that this show works. Because I did receive some comments about this and I wanted to clarify. This is a live stream. This is an interactive live stream, and I do my best to be as interactive with the audience as possible, because this is part of why I want to do live streams, is because I get to actually have a conversation. We get to have a lot of fun, and that is what we do. So I'm going to do my best moving forward to start having timestamps in the description or in the top comment, something of that effect. So if you came to watch this and you came because you wanted to watch a specific topic, there will be links available to help you see when those topics begin if you're watching on the replay. But we like to have fun. We keep it loose. We keep it spontaneous. And that's the way I like to do it, because it's fun. Also, hello, Marcella. Hello, Marcella. I'm glad to see you. I hope you and Bella are doing well. Let me see. Hi, sweetie. Hi. All right. Okay. Claire is here. Hi, girl. Hi, Claire. Hi. Claire helps like incredibly. I don't even think helps is the right word. Claire does incredible work along with Brandon and a lot of other people behind the scenes at Popcorn Planet. And I gotta say, Claire, chef's kiss. Chef's kiss. Fantastic work. Always, always, always. So I'm happy you're here. I hope you enjoy it. And you get to see how much of a scatterbrain I am today. So that's going to be fun. Okay. So here we go. We have 3 topics to talk about today. We're going to be talking about more of the 8 passengers, Jodi Hildebrandt stuff, because there's been a few updates since we last talked. I also have to have a little bit of like a talk about this too, which I don't want to have, but I think I have to. Also, we're going to talk a bit about Taylor Swift and her new rumored boyfriend, because we love to see, successful women be happy and have good relationships and good, healthy things, and not be, with people that come out with having really, really questionable pasts. I just want to, I don't know about you guys, but I just want to see Taylor Swift be happy. I feel like she's been through it. It's time for her to find someone that like actually is like really going to support her, doesn't want her to change. And I would love to see that. And I hope maybe she's getting closer to it. And the other thing I want to talk about is Britney Spears. And if you are following me on Instagram, you may have already seen some of what I'm going to be talking about today, which was a video that she posted on her Insta that has a lot of people talking. I don't really think they should be talking about what they're talking about, but I'm going to get into what I think they should be talking about. So we're going to get into that. So let's get started. So to start, this is going to be right off the bat. I have to give a trigger warning. When we are talking about Jodi Hildebrandt, we are also talking about Ruby Frankie, who was the YouTube vlogger mom of the very successful family channel called 8 Passengers. They were close to 2.5 million subscribers when Ruby shut down the channel. And Ruby has been under fire for years for the treatment that she has given her kids. A lot of questions about whether or not the way that she has parented was actually like legal, but also just questions about whether or not this went beyond strict. And that's something I want to make very clear, because I see this in the comments all the time. People saying strict parenting is good parenting. There's a difference between strict and what Ruby Frankie was doing, in my opinion. 2 different things. And I think a lot of people in the chat would probably agree with me on that. I'm not going to get into everything that has happened here with Ruby, bluntly, because it's very difficult to it's difficult to talk about these things without getting in trouble with YouTube community guidelines, which I do my best to respect and to work within because I do care about this platform and I want to respect it and do my best. So, again, hello, YouTube human reviewer. I'm doing my best. In the words of Elaine, other than, me being yelled at as Elaine already because I had my mic off when the stream started, I'm trying, Your Honor. Okay, so let's go. What happened last week after we last talked was there was a search warrant that was released publicly of what cops went into the house to find, specifically Jodi Hildebrandt's house, which was where two of Ruby Frankie's children were being kept. One escaped from the basement window, ran to a neighbor's home, and asked them to call the police on his behalf. And at that time, the young boy who went to the neighbor's house had duct tape on him from being restrained, as well as rope. And there were injuries under where that rope was. And as we have gone through this search warrant, we're finding out a lot more details about that. So that's why I have this headline up. Allegedly, Jodi used cayenne pepper as well as honey to dress the wounds that she inflicted on these children. So that was the big headline that came out of this that people were talking about. So I'm going to go through this article from People Magazine. I have all of the links of the stories that I am talking about. How I come to my conclusions, my opinions are in the Google Doc that is in the description. Okay? And we're going to go through this article. Here we go. So, according to documents obtained by news outlets, police claim that disgraced therapist, that's an understatement, Jodi Hildebrandt used cayenne pepper and honey paste to dress wounds on her podcasting partner, Ruby Frankie's two youngest children, who were taken to hospital last month after the two women were arrested and later charged with 6 counts of CA. Frankie and Hildebrandt, 41 and 54 years old, respectively, were arrested at Hildebrandt's home in Utah on August 30th after the 12-year-old allegedly escaped. So, various outlets, including the Associated Press, obtained 3 new search warrants from that afternoon and the following day that detail what officers allegedly found when they searched Hildebrandt's home, where the mom of 2, moms of truth, parenting advice podcasters were arrested last month. Officers from the Santa Clara Ivans, I believe it's Ivans, I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong, police department say that they found the 12-year-old with duct tape around his ankles, as I said, and that he appeared emaciated. I hope I'm saying that right. My brain is so mush right now. I'm sorry. And abnormally thin and weak. Now, both of the children were classified as malnourished when they were seen by medical professionals after they were taken out of the custody of Ruby. Oh, this is a story. It never gets easier. It never gets easier to read this. It's just awful. The victim informed officers and medical personnel that the wounds were from rope that was used to tie the victim to the ground. A statement establishing the grounds for the search warrant read, according to news outlets, the victim informed officers that Jodi had put ropes on their ankles and wrists and that they used cayenne pepper and honey to dress the wounds. Now, the they word is causing a lot of talking of what I've seen, like a lot. I did not expect so many people to be talking about this because the they being plural to some is having them assume that that means that both Jodi and Ruby allegedly did this. Now, I don't know if that is a long shot or if it's true, but I have seen that as a rumor floating around. Officers seized a number of items from the home, including Scotch tape and saran wrap, which we're assuming is Scotch tape, but someone just spelt it wrong, but whatever. As well as notes and journals, 2 bowls with a red liquid and a spoon, 2 absorbent dressings, 2 bandages, rope, 2 pairs of handcuffs, and 3 carabiners, according to the warrants. And authorities also located 2 used medical gauze dressings near the cayenne pepper and honey paste. Yeah. Okay. So, detectives from the department also seized 3 iPhones and 4 Apple MacBook laptops from the house. And the officers sought anything that would have recorded communications between Frankie and Hildebrandt, including cell phones, computers, tablets, surveillance footage, and other devices. Now, something I want to make a point of right here, and this was kind of what I said. I know I need to get into this and I don't want to, but I feel like I have to at this point. I am doing my best to follow this story on a daily basis and to understand the new things that are coming out. Now, something I do want to be very clear about is that I'm not a true crime channel. I'm a pop culture commentary channel. I got into the story in the first place because it revolved around a vlogger. It involved a YouTube vlogger that had been arrested. And then we went down this rabbit hole and ended up here. And quite bluntly, the more that we are seeing how deep this goes, and I've said this before, that in my opinion, based on the things that I have seen, as well as what some of the victims of Jodi are alleging, is that she is the mastermind here. She is the man behind the curtain, so to speak, of all of this. And that is not saying that Ruby is not guilty of anything. And I mean, quite bluntly, they're both innocent until proven guilty. But the problem is, I'm looking at all of this and going, I mean, this did happen on your property, Jodi. There's a little bit of responsibility there, even at minimum. I don't think that that's out of line for me to say. Um, but this is an investigation now. This is absolutely going into the world of true crime now. And something that I have seen through covering different stories and court cases and things of that nature, whether it be through the things I've done on Popcorn Planet or other things that I followed myself. I'm a big fan of a lot of people on LawTube on this platform, and I watch a lot of content. Stories that involve kids have different rules, and they have different rules for many very valid reasons. And unfortunately, this story now, because Ruby's children have been in the public eye previously, there's a lot of privacy that is not being respected, in my opinion, when it comes to these kids, which is why I'm trying to be very careful with what I say when it comes to the children. And I have received feedback that for some, I'm not going deep enough, or I'm not taking stances that obviously, based on what they've seen, I should be coming to. But what I am trying to do is form my opinion based on fact, and I am only reporting things that are public knowledge. And right now, we're having issues with this story where reporters are sneaking into court proceedings that they are not allowed to be in and then reporting on them. We have people that are making up a lot of information that has absolutely no merit in reality. And not only that, but when you take the kids' names and you put them next to some of the allegations that have been made against them, that's going to follow them their whole life. And particularly for the 2 youngest children that are in this situation, I cannot be a part of furthering Ruby and Jodi continuing to hurt them for years of their life, even when they're not in their care. Because these are the types of things that will follow them through their life. And I'm not going to allow that on my platform to happen. So, yeah, and Jules just said it. I'm just going to pull up her note here because, I mean, Jules is on it. Jules does a lot of stuff for Nerd Report. And I mean, she's been to courtrooms. She has done the interviews with, she has interviewed people beforehand, like after coming out of court and things like that. A lot of these documents are sealed. That doesn't mean people aren't getting them and they're not leaking them. And I am doing my absolute best to do things the way that they should be done. That's my opinion. And it's not shade to any other channel. You guys got to do you. That's your platform. That's your stuff. And I want, you do your thing. But for me, as someone who survived CSA myself, no, I can't. I just can't. And that is not me ignoring things or not taking this seriously, because I am taking it very seriously. Now, one thing I will say, and this is part of why I wanted to say it here. I have been frustrated that it seems like the mainstream media right now, because of course they can only report on so many things in one day. And if there's certain stories that are more important than other stories, or, people are more interested in them, they're going to report them. And that means that some news is going to come out days later, when really it came hot off the press like 2 or 3 days earlier. So I've been trying to follow different platforms to see where the news is coming out most regularly. And I was really struggling with that. And then I decided to put on or to channel my inner mama swoop and take a look on Reddit, and I found a snark, which is what she looked through quite a bit with her team, and validated on her own and all those types of things when it came to Ukulele Lady, who we've talked about in the past. And I am seeing some really interesting stuff there, and I am doing my background research on that to try to make sure that anything I bring you from there has been validated, because I think that that is important. But for example, we have seen someone else come forward who is a victim of Jodi Hildebrandt in the past week, has told his story on YouTube. It doesn't go super in depth. He thankfully was not in her mental health care for very long, but definitely, backing up what a lot of other people have been saying. And there also is another search warrant that has allegedly been filed, and it is for a specific phone of Jodi's. I have not been able to validate this on my own yet. That was hopefully one of the things I wanted to be able to do this morning, but then I had to go to the vet. But from what I'm looking at, it looks very legit. I would not be surprised. And as we're reading about these search warrants and we're finding out more things, I think there's going to be a lot of these, and that's the news that's going to come out. So I will keep you guys posted, but please know, if you see a rumor about this or you see something going on and I'm not reporting on it, there's probably a reason. There's probably a reason, and I will bring it to you as soon as I feel that it is ethical and I have the receipts to back it up. Yeah. And I will say this too. If you want a good deep dive, Diesel, you are absolutely right. That is covered by someone who is a survivor and does her deep dives with grace and care and the support for the people who are harmed by others. Swoop did this one. Yes, she did. And it is amazing. It is so good. All the credit to her in the world. All the credit to Swoop in the world. Swoop. Okay. So I hope that that's okay. Let's keep going through the article. The affidavit for the third search warrant says Hildebrandt asked for a lawyer and would not speak beyond disparaging Frankie's children to the officers. Attorneys for Frankie and Hildebrandt have not responded to people's request for comments on their arrest and the 6 felony charges each woman faces. Both women are being held in a southwestern Utah jail without bond. Oddly enough, I love this. The jail is called Purgatory. Which, when you think about the LDS ties to this and everything, like the religious ties, that to me is just the funniest thing ever. Every time I hear it, I start laughing. And I know it's so dark, but it's so funny to me, and I'm sorry. Okay. Back to serious. Sorry. Attorneys, when we read that. Okay. The next court hearing is expected to take place in early October. I believe the date for that right now is October 5th. However, those dates are subject to change on a fairly regular basis. So that is what is up with the Jodi thing. Or I think I have one more slide. There we go. Yeah. Family and neighbors have since spoken out about the red flags the women displayed in regards to their disciplinary approach to young children. Former patients have spoken out against Hildebrandt's impact as a therapist, while nearly 18,000 viewers from Frankie's once popular YouTube channel once signed a petition asking for Child Protective Services to investigate the family. Neighbors and family members have also said they have called authorities to check in on Frankie's kids in the past. Finally, Frankie's oldest daughter, Sherry, wrote on Instagram the day her mother was arrested and CPS took her 4 youngest kids into custody. And Sherry also wrote, "Me and my family are so glad justice is being served. We've been trying to tell the police and CPS for years about this, and I am so glad they finally decided to step up." I've also seen some people saying that apparently the governor of Utah has made a statement of this now and that there's going to be a review of a few things. So hopefully, I mean, we can hope that there will be some changes made and hopefully things like this will never happen again. It's just, it's so difficulty. Not difficult. It's so difficult. It's so difficult. Yes, Ray. Thank you. And I know, I'm sorry. I know the tone shift with me laughing at that may be jarring to some people, but I'm sorry. These are the types of things where if I don't laugh, if I don't find humor in it, I'm just going to cry. I'm just going to cry because the whole thing is just terrible. And it's awful. Beth S just wrote, are these kids still with their dad though? No, they are not. And that's a whole nother thing that I am still trying to sort through. I am of the opinion I try to give people the benefit of the doubt until I see the evidence that I shouldn't. That's my opinion. At this time, there are no charges that have been laid against Ruby's husband, the father of the children. However, he has not been present in their lives for over a year. And some of that, his attorney is saying, has to do with Miss Jodi Hildebrandt. And I'm trying to reserve judgment because as much as I'm really mad that he did not, legally take action with this because the children are still were technically in his custody. There was no legal agreement that was filed that that the father could not be around the children. However, it sounds like Jodi wanted Ruby and him to be no contact essentially. That's what I've gathered from what I've heard, and the attorney is being very careful about how he talks about this. And the other thing is, I can't deny that as I've looked through stories of survivors of Jodi, alleged stories, I have to be clear, there does seem to be a pattern of her alienating the men. And then she gets very close with the women. And I'm not going to go any further into speculating about that because we've talked about that. Even Jodi's family member, Jesse, said that Jodi might have other interests when working with women. But we don't have anything concrete on that. And quite bluntly, to me, it doesn't really matter. I don't care. You do you. But it is a conflict of interest. It is a conflict of interest. You shouldn't be getting involved with your patients, but I don't know if that is what's happening. So I can't judge it either way. Everything is alleged. This is speculation. This is opinion. And quite bluntly, I don't really have an opinion on it in the first place. So that's a whole thing. Yeah. And Molly, I understand this completely. So a lot of people do feel this way. They say, I'm sorry, but this abuse started a long time ago and he was complicit in some of what was going on before he and Ruby separated. And yes, because the whole thing is people have been concerned about what they were seeing on the YouTube channel with the kids for a long time. Like this did not just happen like in the last couple of months. This has been going on for a while. However, when we talk about the charges that have been laid at this time, they are specifically related to what the police could see on August 30th. That is what the charges are about. And by that logic, the father has no place in that, which is why, in my opinion, at this time, based on what I'm looking at, he has not been charged. That doesn't mean other charges aren't coming. And the reason we haven't had another court date, because we were supposed to have one last week, was that the attorneys have asked for more time because they have been receiving copious amounts of evidence to go through, which to me, I would not be surprised if that's just like everything to do with the YouTube channel, with like Ruby's YouTube channel, and then the podcast that the two of them, the Moms of Truth, had together through Connexions. There is tons of stuff, and I'm starting to try to go into that, but that's a whole thing in itself. That's a whole rabbit hole I got to go down and cling to my sanity. So that's going to be fun. So we will see. We will see what happens from here. But I'm guessing we're not going to get a huge amount of information about this story until October. So I will let you guys know. If I see anything that I think is worth talking about, I'll bring it to your attention. But I think for now, we're going to be in this kind of limbo where we shouldn't be hearing anything about the kids because they should be protected. Nothing is going to get decided until there's a new court date, which we know isn't happening until October. I don't know if new charges are going to be laid before then or not. And that's where we are with this story. So Yeah, and Jules, exactly. One doesn't know what and how things happened with the dad, and because I don't know enough about it, I'm not gonna form a judgment. I don't think anything about this situation is simple. None of it. None of it is simple. It's all gonna be nuanced. It's all gonna have a lot of context that needs to be brought in. Um, but we will see. So, that's the Jodi situation. Before we move on to the next one, does anybody have any questions about this? I can try to answer for you. I'm just double checking through the chat to see. I see a few more people have come in. I see Jules and Michael Nothing and Jean Rick and Beth S and Ninja Kitty. Oh my goodness. There's so many of you. Thank you. I'm so happy you're all here. Please remember to hit that like button while you're here. And if you have not subscribed, please consider doing so. I would very much appreciate it. I am trying to beat this algorithm and it is kicking my butt. There is no way to sugarcoat that. It's a losing battle. We're having a great time. And without fail, I get comments constantly saying, I got unsubbed and I don't know why. I don't know why either. All right. Oh, Chip Chop said, love the Yoda. Oh, thank you. My Grogu? Because I have Grogu behind me. And then I also have a Yoda bobblehead somewhere too. So thank you. And the Funko, yeah. I love them too. I think I actually missed a few things of support too. I think I saw a friend of mine come in too while I was reading that story of that world needs a hero, but not just any ordinary hero. No, a special hero, a superhero. I am that hero. Love you, Matt. Matt also sent another one that said, I'm worse than Beetlejuice. You only have to say my name once. Oh, Matt, you're awesome. My goodness. Oh, that's too funny. Sorry. For those of you that may not be aware, Matt Bond and I both grew up watching VeggieTales, and we make jokes about that all the time. So yeah, it's just a thing we do now. It is what it is. General Scott sent a super sticker. Thank you so much. And of course, it's the doggy. It's the farting doggy. Thank you. Also, Jean Rick said, thank you for covering this. Thank you. And also thank you, Jean Rick, for the PayPal you sent me over the weekend. That was incredibly sweet. Came at a lovely moment, and I really, really do appreciate it. Oh, you guys are amazing. Yeah, we gotta love the VeggieTales representation that comes through. I love it. Okay, I think we're good to move on to the next topic. Thank you so much for the support, guys. I very much do appreciate it. It means a lot. Okay, let's keep going. So the next thing we want to talk about is Taylor Swift. Miss Taylor Swift. Now, I have to be honest with you. I know absolutely nothing about football. I know you all must be absolutely shocked. I totally look like the person that would be like super into football, you know, with my puppets and my Britney Spears, right? Like, right up my alley. But, you know, it is what it is. Oh, thank you very much. Long live George Harrison. I just saw your super chat come through. I love you too. And I hope you're enjoying the show. I do appreciate you being here as always. Claire's like, I'm loving this news. I know. Oh gosh, Matt, no, we're not starting that. We are not starting Josh in the big wall, because then you're going to make me be a French taunter and we're never going to get anything done. Okay, yeah. I'm no football person either. Yeah, no, I don't know how it works. I watch the Super Bowl for the commercials and for the halftime show. That is me. Also the Puppy Bowl. I'm much more excited about the Puppy Bowl than I am about the Super Bowl.
Why is Usher doing the halftime show?
Yeah, okay. Producer sister just said, why is Usher doing the halftime show? I don't know. It's not 2004, but all I know is that they called him up and he said, yeah, and they went for it. That's all I know. And it's just, I don't know. I'm hoping that it'll be good. You're disappointed in me, Ray? You're disappointed in me? I'm Canadian. The sports ball part of my brain is filled with hockey.
Yeah.
Okay. And it has an honorary spot for the Raptors because they actually won something really big, and some respect for the Blue Jays because I'm a Toronto girl and the Sky Dome and me knew each other well for a while. So that's, and it is the Sky Dome. I don't care. It's not the Rogers Center. It is always going to be the Sky Dome. Fight me. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Michael Nothing. I don't even have to say it. You did. All right. So, yeah, Michael, nothing yet. We're about the hockey up here. That is who we are. That is our institution. I'm not sorry. But it sounds like Taylor Swift might actually be moving on with someone. Now, something I do want to clarify is I think anytime Taylor is seen with a guy or doing anything, there's going to be people that freak out of like, she has a new boyfriend, she's getting married. And it's like, no, she may just be like, hey, you're cute. We're going to go to dinner once. Okay. That doesn't mean that like something huge is happening, you know? But this one has been interesting, and I want to go through this article with you. So Taylor Swift giggles with Travis Kelce's mom at the Kansas City Chiefs game. So I had no idea who Travis was. None. Not a one. I'm very thankful that I have producer sister who is a sports girl. And I mean, producer sister knows her stuff about sports. I work with her every day. 9 times out of 10, she's listening to sports podcasts. She's like all the time. It's just constant. She has every sports package available. She constantly. But she isn't big on NFL. In fairness, that's probably her least, but she still knows who he is. So that's better than me. But apparently Travis, for anyone who is not aware, like me, living in my own little hole, he is a, what is he called? A tight end? A tight end? Okay. And he has made $100 million through the NFL and has played in the Super Bowl twice. He's won the Super Bowl twice.
Yes.
Okay. So he's
Including last year.
So he's good. All right. And he is established in his own right. He is established in his own name and in his own career. And we love that. And so it's kind of interesting that, he seems to be very interested in dating her. This has been a bit of a saga that he has wanted Taylor's attention. And I guess he finally got it. So here we go. So Taylor Swift had the best day with Travis Kelce's mom amid dating rumors between the pop superstar 33 and the Kansas City Chief tight end, also 33. People confirmed that Swift was attending the Kansas City Chiefs game against the Chicago Bears at the Arrowhead Stadium on Sunday. That was a mouthful. The Cruel Summer Singer watched the game from Travis's suite at the Kansas City, Missouri Stadium with his mom, Donna Kelce. And the Pennsylvania-born musician dressed in all red and donned her signature red lip in support of the Kansas City team as she sat shoulder to shoulder and laughed up a storm with Donna. And I will say, I'm not going to bore you guys and play you the clips of her just watching a game, because this always fascinates me when people just record people watching games. And it's like, oh, look at them. They're watching the game. Oh, look at them. They're now excited about something about the game. Oh, look at them. They're disappointed about something. They're like, who cares? Anyway, but it did look like they had a really good time. The only celebrity that I will actually actively watch if they put her on screen is Carrie Underwood, because I don't know if any of you guys have ever watched Carrie Underwood when she is at games, like watching her husband. If he's retired now, but if the camera went on her, she would instantly like hit the deck. She would just drop to the floor because she didn't want to be on camera, and then always made me laugh so hard. So yeah, anyway. So the pop star's Arrowhead Stadium outing comes days after Travis addressed the dating rumors between him and Swift for the first time and invited her to come and watch a game. On Thursday, the professional football player appeared on the Pat McAfee show. I'm assuming this is a popular show that I know nothing about.
I don't know my so I believe so.
Where he told the host, Pat McAfee, that he wanted to expand upon his potential relationship and that it's being talked about by the whole entire world right now. I mean, fair. Although Travis didn't confirm whether he or Swift had met in person.
Yeah, they got 2.28 million subscribers on YouTube.
Oh, okay. They got 2.28 million subs on YouTube. So they're doing very well. Although Travis didn't confirm whether he or Swift had met in person, he shared that he threw the ball in her court, which he certainly did. The Travis brother and fellow NFL star Jason Kelce, they're brothers. They're both in the NFL. They're both doing really well for themselves. They both played at the Super Bowl last year.
Yeah, they played one another.
Yeah, they played one another, which to me, that's so strange. Although you did tell me, producer sister did tell me that Donna, this mom, what she did showing up at the Super Bowl.
I'm pretty sure.
Was it her? We're fact checking this. Oh, thank you, Linda. Also, hello.
Yeah.
I didn't see you. The Pat Show is also on ESPN, which we don't get in Canada. So that makes me feel a little bit better.
Yes, she did the half and half outfit.
Yes. Okay. And also, Pat McAfee was an NFL player. Thank you for educating me. I know nothing.
We're learning.
I have gaps in knowledge because I have knowledge about other things. Yeah. So the mom Donna at the Super Bowl last year, she got 2 jerseys, so one for each of her son's teams. Like basically cut them in half and sewed them together. So on one side of her body, she was like, "Yay, my first son," and the second, "Yay, my second son," which I kind of love. I think that's fantastic. I think that's hilarious. Yeah, I really love it. But basically, so the brother Jason spoke about dating rumors in a Wednesday interview on DeCamera and Richie. I hope I said that right. Sports radio, the Philadelphia Eagle Center said, I don't really know a lot about Travis's love life. I try to keep his business kind of his business and stay out of that world. But having said that, man, I think they're doing great. And I think it's all 100% true. And I hope this thing goes a mile. Jason said before clarifying, no, I'm joking. I don't know what's happening. Me neither, Jason. We have no idea what's happening at all. After attending her Eras Tours concert in Kansas City, Missouri, the tight end spoke about the experience on another podcast, his podcast, New Heights with Jason and Travis, and said he had hoped to meet her and exchange phone numbers. If you're up on Taylor Swift concerts, there are friendship bracelets, and I received a bunch of them being here, and I wanted to give Taylor Swift one with my number on it, he said during the podcast, which is really cute. I was disappointed that she doesn't talk before. Oh, crap. I was really disappointed that she doesn't talk before or after her shows because she has to save her voice for the 44 songs that she sings. It's funny how that works. Travis explained, adding that he was a little butthurt that his initial plan didn't work out. Which I love the friendship bracelets idea. I'm not going to lie. Producer sister and I are planning to go see the Taylor Swift, the Eras Tour movie in theaters. And we were talking like, should we bring friendship bracelets? And then I started thinking about what friendship bracelets I would make just for myself to keep. Like I really want to do one. I know it's going to be long. I might have to make it a necklace, but I really want to do. I have this thing. It's depression. If you guys have seen that meme going around, as well as the yeah, I think there could be a lot of really fun ones we could come up with. But yeah, and we've also now heard that last night, Travis it's Travis. Yes, Travis and Taylor went out to dinner together and they basically shut down a restaurant to do it. But they've definitely met now. They've definitely met. They've had dinner. He's met her or she's met his mom. And I know I have seen a few people say that that's really weird. I don't think it's that weird that she met his mom. And I want to explain why. And it's because if you know anything about Taylor herself, you know that her parents have been really involved in her career and that she keeps her family very close by. And it seems that the Kelces have a similar dynamic that Donna is very involved with both of her sons. And sometimes I know that you kind of get a vibe sometimes that it's like a stage mom type thing. But I think also when you get to a certain level of fame, it's hard to know who to trust. It's hard to know who you can depend on, who's going to actually tell you the truth. And if you have a good family around you, I think that's something to keep close to you. Not everybody has that blessing of having a family around them that will do the best thing for you. And this is just my speculation, but I mean, like we could look at Britney, for example, right? Like if you got a good family relationship and you know that this is a part of the dynamic, potentially the person you're going to be dating, I don't see any problem with getting to meet their family. I really don't. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I think for some relationships it is, but I don't think for everyone it's that big of a deal. So if this is what they need, then cool. Yeah, exactly. And Lena just said it's hard when you're famous dating, but who else is she going to hang with at his game? So why not? Exactly. She's in his suite. Get to know the mom. Have a couple drinks, have a good time. Who cares? Like it's just sometimes I think people they just really want to hate on Taylor for any reason that they can come up with. And I just don't think that this is a reason. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. Oh, my goodness. Just double checking. Thank you, Linda. Thank you. I love you. I just saw George, long live George Harrison, going back to bed laters. Laters, thank you for being here. I appreciate you. I hope you have a great night. I'm assuming it's nighttime where you are.
Australia.
Because he's in Australia as well. You and Matt are in Australia. I try to remember. It's hard. Okay. This is also going to be my friendly reminder that if you have not liked this stream, please consider doing so. If you have not subscribed, please consider doing so. I would love to have you join me on this journey that I am going on to try to get to 30K subscribers. It'd be amazing if you would be willing to join me and that might like my content. Like, let them know. Let them know. I'd love to have them here too. Have a good time. Rach said, why would they hate on her for this? Okay, I have seen so many people hating on her on social media for being like excited when she was at the game and like cheering when there was like a touchdown or something. And they're being like, oh, she's so performative. I'm like, she's at a football game cheering about football. What is the issue? And then it's all like, of course she's going right for the mom, you know, like, it's like, who cares? I don't understand it. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, producer sister, I have to, yes, I love this. Also, if you had something to hide, would you say, hey, come to my game and sit with my mom for 3 hours? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so what? Some people just can't be happy. Some people just want to be mad. They want to be mad and they're going to find some way to hate on her. Like, I just can't. Oh, thank you very much, Vicky A, for the gifted memberships. That's very sweet of you. Thank you so much. I love that. Thank you. Thank you. I just saw Claire just say, I love that. She's so performative, seeing all the clips of her from events, especially when there's music. Why not go have a good time? And the thing is, what kills me so much about that in particular, if I can just say, what if she wasn't? What if she didn't sing along to anything? What if she just sat in her seat and said nothing through every award show? People would hate on her for that too. There's no winning. You know what I mean? Like, it's just she can't win and people are going to be mad about it. Yep. The hater's going to hate or something like that. Exactly. King Ball, I kind of want to put that on like a live laugh love type sign. Hater's going to hate or something like that. That's beautiful. All right. Shall we go on to Britney news? Are we good for Britney news? All right, let's go. So, the other day, I think it was yesterday, I think it was last night, Ms. Britney has invested in a new piece of exercise equipment for her home, and it is a pole of which you can dance with. Now, something I do just want to clarify here is I love how everybody's freaking out that she's doing this when there have been many times throughout her career that there has been a pole and it's never been a big deal. I don't really understand why people are freaking out about it now, but whatever. But I didn't care so much about what she was doing in the video as much as what she was playing in the background. Because the song that she played while she danced in this Instagram video that she posted yesterday was a song by Beyonce off of her album Lemonade. And anybody that knows Lemonade, you probably know where I'm going with this. Lemonade is an album that is I don't think that this is a stretch to say. I feel pretty confident in saying this. I don't feel like my speculation opinion. Okay, we'll just keep going. Lemonade is an album that Beyonce wrote about when her husband Jay-Z cheated on her and the effect that that had on their relationship and how broken they became and then how they repaired and moved on in their marriage. And there's a few songs on that record that you can definitely tell Beyonce was going through a number of emotions, including anger. And that's where the song Don't Hurt Yourself comes in. Jack White is actually featured on the track. This is the song of Beyonce freaking out and being angry and really, really calling out Jay. So It's beautiful. It's one of my favorite songs on the record. It genuinely is. It was one of those ones when I heard it the first time I was screaming because I was like, I've never heard Beyonce like this, and it was glorious. Um, but the portion of the song that she picked, I have the lyrics up here censored. So it's "Who the F do you think I is? You ain't no married to some average B. Um, you can watch my fat bum twist as I bounce to the next. Yep. You can keep your money. I've got my own. I keep a bigger smile on my face being alone. Bad mother, God complex, motivate you. Call me Malcolm X, yo operator or innovator. F you hater. You can't recreate her. No. You'll never recreate her. No. I want you guys to remember a number of months ago, there was a big thing with Machine Gun Kelly and Megan Fox. Is that the right couple, Bev? Am I remembering them correctly? Yeah. And there was a whole bunch of rumors about him cheating on Megan and there being an issue. And a huge thing that really kicked that off was that Megan posted a picture of herself and it was captioned, "You can taste the dishonesty," which is the first lyric on the Lemonade record from Beyonce. This record now is synonymous in pop culture, in my opinion, for calling out people cheating. It is most people that know about this album understand the concept. And I mean, this album was nominated for Record of the Year at the Grammys. It lost, and Adele won. And she fully went up on that stage and said, "I don't deserve this. Beyonce does." Because her record is better. Her record is iconic. That's the level that this is. You don't use this record unless like as a background thing of something unless you are trying to share a message, in my opinion. And we know how cryptic Britney has been in the past. I don't think it is a stretch for her to have picked this on purpose. And we have seen this before in other song selections that she's done while she's danced and she hasn't said anything. She hasn't said anything. She didn't need to. It's in the lyrics. And she does this quite often. So I do want to just go to the next part here. And this was what I shared on Instagram yesterday. That in my opinion, sometimes accusations can be confessions. Britney has been adamant that she did not cheat on Sam. Now, I can't confirm or deny that either way. But it was funny how all of a sudden there were stories. Sorry. All of a sudden there were stories about Sam's allegedly not so great behavior, including harassment and cheating. And I have the links to both of those articles in the doc in the description. And I have seen a lot of other things all over Instagram and other things. Is any of it confirmed? No. I can't tell you any of it's confirmed. But I'm wondering if this post from her was her calling out Sam in her own way, because that's what she does. Something that I think is going to be very interesting as we move into the next month is we are now about a month out from Britney's book coming out. And she's been open that there isn't really going to be anything in there about the breakdown with Sam because the book was done. And for her to pull back the book, change it, and then put it back out, there I don't think they could have met fourth quarter release. And the book has already been delayed. It's time for it to come out. And she also, I've been seeing rumors that she's not going to be sitting down for a tell-all interview. That it has to do with her mental health at the time, that this has been very hard for her, and now she's dealing with the divorce. There's just a lot. There's a lot. And I wonder if we're going to start to see some of these really cryptic posts again when it comes to situations with Sam because it's not coming out in the book. And she doesn't feel comfortable sitting down and talking about it. And that's fine. That's literally her prerogative. And I respect that choice. But I think we're going to start to see some interesting things being said. And I have the feeling that this is going to be one of them. And I will continue to watch this. But I think this is something, of course, everybody's going to immediately go, Britney's dancing provocatively in a video that she put on her Instagram. Her children must be so embarrassed. And I'm like, well, I don't know if her children were embarrassed when their grandfather was overseeing her doing that, like at the Billboard Music Awards or whatever. But, okay, stay mad. So I guess we will see. But I thought that this was so fascinating that it was like, she really did without saying anything at all, say so much, in my opinion. And again, this is my opinion, this is my speculation. You can form your own. But this is also the type of thing that I think is important because I try to focus on what I think Britney wants us to be talking about, what she's trying to say. And then people ignore that and they go to whatever they can for the headline to get people to be shocked. To me, the most shocking part of this whole thing is using this song, is using Don't Hurt Yourself. It's a moment. It is a moment. And I hope you guys understand what I mean now by that. So we will see. Yes, Generic, I can't wait either. I can't wait either. I will get no sleep. There will be no sleep. I need to put in my order for my Friezo, and I will be probably staying awake for days. So that's going to be fun. That's going to be fun. Also wanted to say welcome, Oscar. New member. I know I've seen you for a while, so I'm happy to see you join. Welcome back. Yeah, welcome back. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Oscar. That's frustrating. But thank you, and I'm so glad you are back, and that's wonderful. I do appreciate it. Judy asked, "Are you going to go through the book with us?" Of course I am. Like I'm going to be able to talk about anything else. Oh my gosh, and I will do my best because I know there's a lot of you here that care a lot about what I have to say about Britney. But I know there's also some of you here that really could care less. So we're going to try to do a bit of both. We're going to try to do a bit of both. But ultimately, this is a book that I have been waiting for like 15 years. And I think too, it's producer sister and I have joked that we're going to need a whiteboard and like a timeline thing going on to really try to make sure that we've got all our ducks in a row.
My little whiteboard's not big enough.
Yeah, and I mean, producer sister has a little whiteboard, but it's not a big enough whiteboard. We're gonna need something. I don't know. It's gonna be ridiculous. Yeah. No sleep. No sleep, Linda. No sleep. Book club. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm ready to go. Oh, yeah. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. I see some people saying we're going to need a sequel. And I think we could. I mean, I could see there being like a republishing. And if she wants to add something in at that point, maybe something could happen. But we'll see. We'll see. If I hear anything, I'll let you guys know. I'm waiting for one comment to come through that I just saw Lena do. Yes, we will be dissecting. There will be much. There will be much. There will be much. And there probably will be some of the things. King Bob, sorry. Just use one of the walls in your house. I mean, we have a big empty wall here pretty much. Maybe we could. No, we got Pepe Silva up in here like, this is connected. Yeah, the board. Oh gosh. Yeah, that could be a whole thing. You know what, Anna? I think that actually would be lovely. I think that would be lovely. I think Swoop could do a great job with that. I would vote for that. I'd vote for that. I think my number one person for who should be interviewing her, if anyone is going to be Drew, simply because I know Britney really looks up to Drew and the two of them are friendly. And with Drew's past in Hollywood and family dynamics, I think there's a lot of things that Drew understands about Britney that other people would not, just because we have not lived a similar experience. It's no fault of our own. But I think Drew could probably maneuver an interview like that with a lot of grace and compassion and help her feel comfortable. So I guess we will see. We will see.
If the strike's over, this could be more possible.
Yeah, and I will say one thing I have heard allegedly is that there were concerns about doing an interview with Britney because of the writer's strike. And now we know, as of today, there has been a tentative deal reached. We have to say tentative. So hopefully that will be getting dealt with. So yeah. We double check. All right. So I think, am I up to date on support or did I miss anything? Yep. Okay. I think we are up to date. I'm just going to check my phone quickly, make sure there's nothing screaming at me that I need to know about. Yep. We're good. Everybody's good. And awesome. Okay. What? Why are we laughing? Producer sister started laughing. Oh, Matt Bond? No, it's not. I only knew the word for lips in Polish. Oscar, I understand the concern. I'm worried this book, Oscar just said, I'm worried this book is not the version we're supposed to get and that this version is just a cash grab. I don't know. I don't think it is, though. I think there's been a lot of care taken into this book. And with any book, there's always going to be different drafts, there's going to be different things. And ultimately, whatever Brittany is comfortable with sharing, I think she should be able to. And if there's things that she's not comfortable with sharing, that's her right. So I think we will see. We will see what's going on. Thank you, Claire, for becoming a member. It's good to see you. Hi. All right. Yeah, Michael, nothing to see yet. Still nothing for the actors, though. Yeah, we're not there yet for that, unfortunately. But hopefully things will start moving forward. I just hope everybody can be compensated fairly and that things can go better. Yeah. So that is the end of my headlines of stuff that I thought was interesting from over the weekend and the end of last week. Let's take a look here. Okay. I think we are good. So this is normally what I call the halftime portion of the show. So if anybody has any questions or anything they want to say, want to ask, we can kind of have those little discussions, any thoughts. And then after that, we move into, I don't even know what to call it. Like we've called it funnies, but sometimes it's not like funnies, ha 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 ha, but we look at something that's more fun, something silly, something very like almost internet humor for lack of a better term. So we've done a lot of like Reddits of Am I the A-hole? We've done some Amazon reviews. We've done funny pets. We've done lots of stuff like that. I have to say, and I'm going to let you guys know because I don't think we had as many people watching last Wednesday on the stream that I did. The Reddit post we went over on Wednesday, last Wednesday, was one of the most insane things I've ever read in my life. I had no filter anymore. It was on another level. So if you did not watch the stream from last Wednesday, I would highly encourage that you do so because wow, was that a roller coaster ride. My goodness. I mean, wow. Wow. Yeah. It's funny because like I know a lot of the things we look at are Reddit related, but it's not always Reddit related. Because I don't know if any of you guys watch creators called Evan and Caitlin. They're like a couple and they do a lot of like DIY projects and they use a lot of resin in their projects. And they're always like resin time, resin time. And so I was kind of going like Reddit time, Reddit time, Reddit time. And I'm like, but it's not always Reddit, so we can't do that. But we gotta come up with something. Yeah. Soki, you made me laugh yelling, no! No! I did have a moment where I was just yelling. I was yelling because it was like I wish only good things for the author of that post. It was a moment. It was a moment. Yeah, Randall's like, it was a ride. Denise, it was a mess. So definitely highly recommend that. Highly recommend that. When the stream is done, if you want to watch something that's just will blow your mind. It was so good. It was so good. So we do have something ready to go for today. And I believe producer sister, it's called Petty Revenge. We're getting petty. We're getting petty. It's so funny now because it's like I love Charlotte Dobre as well, and she's all about the petty, and then Swoop has Petty University, and I'm like, I feel like YouTube is in its petty era. Women are in their petty era, and I think sometimes it's really funny. Oscar, any updates on Ukulele Lady? Because I cannot say her name without losing monetization, and I'm already limited right now. I don't know what I did, but we've applied. We've requested review. Whatever, we'll deal with it. Now with Ukulele Lady, I have seen a few things being said. For some reason, JoJo Siwa involved herself in this situation, which I don't quite understand why. But as far as there being any major developments, I haven't seen much. There's basically was the interview that Swoop did um, with Ukulele's ex husband, and that was amazing. And we talked about that in one of our previous streams, but there really hasn't been anything super big since. And ultimately, I can't see anything super big happening unless any of the victims decide to press charges, which is going to be very difficult because a lot of them would end up in international court. So, and cases like that take time to come to the forefront. So, yeah, yeah. It's we'll see. But so far, Oscar, nothing really important. Um, yeah. Right, yeah. I'm trying to not be judgmental because the drama that happened with JoJo Siwa did involve and yeah, so he just said it perfectly. Called Adam and company liars. JoJo's just discrediting everything they've said, and that came out pretty hard against Trisha Paytas. And Trisha sat down on her podcast and really talked about it. And she brought up a good point, and it's that JoJo has known Colleen, ukulele lady, for a very long time, and their friendship started when she was a kid. And in a weird way, there's definitely similarities between JoJo and Adam, in my opinion. And it sucks. It sucks. And I don't think Trisha wants to judge her too harshly, but at the same time, I am Soki, I'll get to your comment in a second. Trisha's saying she's got receipts, and I believe her on that front. And I also understand why she wouldn't be posting them publicly, because if it ever does get to a point that things go to court, you better believe that that is going to be impactful. So I think she's keeping stuff in her back pocket right now for a reason. And honestly, I think if it did go to court, this is just my opinion based on what I've seen from Trisha in the last little bit. Trisha's not a perfect person. But one thing Trisha will not stand for is what has happened here, because she does not want to be used as a pawn to hurt kids. And the amount of anger that she has about this situation, which is what I like to call righteous anger, it is justified. She has every right to be furious about how she has been brought into this situation and about what has happened. I think she will fight. She will fight for these people in court. So that's my opinion. We're not there. Yeah, and I'm just gonna put that up there, and yeah, I think that's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah. But yes, Soki, I can't hear the word nothing anymore normally anymore. It's always, "I ate nothing, nothing." You know, the thing is, I would love to play that for you, but now it's on Spotify. For those of you that don't know, there is a viral video that went around the internet a number of weeks ago of a lady young woman getting picked up from work, and she's worked for 10 hours and all she wants is Wingstop, and she hasn't eaten anything that day. And so she gets in the car and she just goes to her friend like, "Drive, just drive. I work 10 hours, all I want is Wingstop, just drive." And they look at her and they go like, being a little like, "It's a bit much, you know?" And she just goes, "Oh, really? What have you eaten today?" "I ate nothing." And she just is screaming, and it has become somebody, I can't remember the name of the person, but they made it into like a metal remix. So it's now a metal song. And I will not. Yeah, Squid. Thank you, Rando. It's Squid. Squid. I worked 10 hours. Yeah, my fella and I may or may not have headbanged in the car to that multiple times. Oh my gosh, Ray, you're right. We haven't heard insufficient funds today.
Insufficient funds. You ain't got no money. Ooh.
Ooh. It's so good. It's so good. But yes, the remix is fantastic. Everything is fantastic. It's so good. Yeah, I've worked 10 hours. All I want is Wingstop. I ate nothing. That's perfect. It's so good. Okay. I like that, Lulu's mom. Lulu's mom said, call the funnies what the what? I feel like we could just have it be like, what? Like W-U-T? What? Because sometimes you're like, what? And laughing. And other times you're like, no, but like, seriously, what? Like the design fails one that we showed. All like the architecture fails of like, I don't even know what that was.
Some of the tattoos were like that.
And then the tattoos, yeah. The tattoos. That whole thing. That was a moment. Yeah. What the what?
So in the comments,
Yes.
after,
Yes.
write your, not just in the live chat, but in the video comments.
Yes.
After, put your suggestions and like other people's comments for ones that you agree with.
Okay, yeah, that's a good idea. Okay, so producer sister just suggested when this stream ends, something I very much appreciate because it tells YouTube that there's interaction. Whatever chat that we have here, all the messages that you guys send, for whatever reason, it seems like YouTube isn't like classifying them as like engagement with the video after it's done. So it looks like the video isn't getting any comments whatsoever, so people aren't watching it and really interacting with it. So that's why I ask that when the stream ends, sometimes if you can reload the page after we're done and leave a comment, because that's very, very helpful for me. So I think maybe what if we do this for this one? Producer sister just suggested put your vote for what we call the now what is called the funny section, whether it's what the what, any other ideas you have, please let me know. And hopefully we can come together as a community. And then what I'll do is I'll take some of my favorites. We will make it a poll in the members only section for Space Angels. And then the Space Angels will get to pick whatever it will be called.
And like other people's comments.
Yep. And like other people's comments that you see that you're like, I like this one type thing. So we know which ones are, you guys are more leaning towards. So I hope that's cool. Yeah. What the what? Thank you, Lulu's mom, for starting that. I hope it's okay if we do end up using that because that's funny. I do really like that. That's funny. Okay. Are we ready for our whatever this is section now?
Petty time.
It's petty time. It's petty time. Petty time. Petty time. All right. Satisfying petty revenge. Okay, so just so you guys know, what I have to do with these is I have to now make this full screen for myself to be able to see it properly, which means I may not see your comments as quickly. So if there's any support, I will read it through at the end. Thank you for all of your support as always. It means the world, and I will try to be interactive with you guys as usual. All right, satisfying petty revenge. Let's go. Why get a haircut when you can get this?
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to delete that.
Oh, no, we're just going to keep going then?
No, just the top part.
Oh!
I have deleted that. I'm sorry.
No worries. It's just an error. Okay, so we're going to ignore the header then. It's fine. We'll just start.
I forgot to do that.
You're fine, producer sister. Producer sister made a little boo-boo and it's fine. It's fine. Do we all still love producer sister? Can I get some hearts in the chat for producer sister and tell her to stop beating herself up? Because it was a hectic morning for her too, in all honesty. Well, I'm freaking out running around, losing my mind. All right. So I wear hearing aids, and as a girl in my high school math class used to make fun of me for them. I had not said 2 words to her and gave her no reason to do it. She was just being evil. Yeah, people are like that, and it's me. I recorded her mocking my hearing loss on my phone and played it for her parents. They took her new car. They just bought her back to the dealership. Yes! Ableism's not cute. That's awesome. I like that. I like that. So the comments here, glad her parents didn't just ignore the behavior. And someone responded, yeah, good parents. It's sad that the daughter didn't take after them, or she'll learn her lesson now and grow out of it. To which someone said, why is this not at the top of the list? Revenge on bullies is always my number one, living vicariously through others who stood up to their bully. Next one, karma. It's true. It's true. It's good to see when, when karma comes. Karma is my boyfriend. Yep, that's awesome. All right. I have a friend whose pumpkin fall display at the end of his driveway would be run over by the neighborhood jerk. It happened every year, and my friend decided to put a stop to it. He withdrew money from his savings account so he would have enough to buy the largest pumpkin he could find, along with several large bags of Quikrete. Filled that puppy up and made a real pretty display. Oh no. The jerk broke the axle of his shoddy car when he hit that pumpkin and could not drive away, and my friend had his car towed away too. I mean, I feel like that's very much a you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes, right? If you're just going to consistently engage in property destruction of somebody else, don't be surprised when it comes back at you. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. Sorry, Jennifer Marie, I need a second. I am here for all of this. Does anyone else just find sometimes when you look at these things, it's like healing? It's healing. It's like a form of catharsis.
Mm-hmm.
So, revenge is a dish best served cold, as is pumpkin pie with whipped cream. I do have to agree with that a little bit. I mean, I don't mind warm pumpkin pie, but I don't want hot. And if it's enough to be melting my whipped cream, no, I don't like that. Oh, that must have felt so nice. Several bags. How big was this pumpkin? Someone responded, big enough to kill a car. Devil's Advocate said a 1 or 2 bag pumpkin would be plenty big enough to break a car. A several bag size would be record breaking and wouldn't break an axle, more like would stop the whole car dead in its track. Broken axle big. Yeah, it was big enough. It got the job done. It was enough. It made it. It did the thing. It did the thing. I've told this one before, but it makes me happy to retell it. I had a boss 7, 8 years ago whom I hated. She was the fakest and most entitled person I've ever met. And one day she decided that she didn't like the smell of microwave popcorn. So she waved her magic office wand and had it banned. Magic office wand. It's like the Karen wand.
Mm-hmm.
I'm speaking to the manager. Fast forward a month or so, I was browsing Amazon and found one of those USB sticks that emits a smell when plugged in. The smell of buttered popcorn. Oh. I bought it, plugged it into the back of her computer, and she had the sweet smell of Pop Secret in her desk for 6 months. She complained almost every day. It's the sweetest revenge I've ever tasted. That's so petty. That is so petty, and I love it. I love stuff like that where nobody gets hurt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's that, like, okay. So someone commented today, I learned that these USBs exist. And she didn't notice a USB in her computer for 6 months. Like, really? Well, I mean, if it's a desktop, though.
Yeah, it's like desktops under your desk.
Yeah.
The back.
Like, if you've got a monster unit under your desk, and not only that, but I've been in some offices where, like, they don't want you to touch anything. Like, if you mess with any of the wiring, your management gets so mad at you. It's like, oh my gosh. Just trying to put in a stick. Calm down. But some of them know. You can't do that. I would have to crawl under my desk to look at USB ports, and even then, I'm not sure I'd recognize it as a source of a popcorn scent. Yeah, I mean, and if it's very discreet, you may not even see it. Yeah, is it like a little tiny, like, I don't know if any of you guys ever bought a USB like stick to give a computer Bluetooth or something. They're so small. They're so tiny. Yeah, like a dongle for like a mouse or something. They're teeny tiny. I have no idea what they look like though. I kind of want to see what they look like now.
Yeah.
What does that look like? I'm gonna hang on. Let me see if I can find one because I want to know. I want to know. Okay. Next one. It has never once crossed my mind to make popcorn at work. Is that normal? Next person said it definitely is. A lady I work with has a bag of microwave popcorn every single day for lunch. Girl dinner. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm sorry. Hang on. General Scott. You did that with a fire hydrant and a snowman once? Oh, like the car?
Mm-hmm.
General Scott. Oh my goodness. The fire hydrant was fine. Like, yeah. Oh my gosh.
It's a popcorn kernel.
That's funny. It's okay. Producer sister, I think just found one.
Yep.
Can you send me the link via email if you wouldn't mind? And I'll see if I can pull that up. General Scott, that's really funny. That's funny. I will say though, like, I don't know, I've had popcorn a couple times at work, but I usually popped it before I went to work and I put it in like a little bag because I could never eat the whole bag on my own. I don't know. It's weird to me. But I mean, everybody do their own thing. And I mean, if you're short on time and you need something to eat, I mean, it's better than passing out. I'll give you that.
I've had people do it, or fish was another big one.
Oh my gosh, producer sister just said she knew people that did it, and also fish. I'm sorry, I can't handle that. I feel like there should be some type of a thing that, like, if your food is like really, really smelly, like sometimes it's too much, especially when it like lasts for days in the office. Okay, I'm just gonna check and see. Let me take a look here.
It's like an old article.
Okay. Trying to see if we can pull up the USB port.
Is it actually, this one goes into a headphone jack?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Apparently, producer sister is saying that this one goes into a headphone jack. So this is like a whole industry thing that I know nothing about.
This one's a gaming one.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So I'm going to give you 1 second. We're going to stop this for a second. We're going to share screen. No. Share screen. And this one. So this one, it emits buttered popcorn smells when you're winning with gaming. So I'm assuming this is like a whole industry at this point. Look at that thing. Look how happy that thing is. Oh my gosh. I cannot. When is Bath and Body Works gonna get in on this? When is that gonna happen? That you can get Japanese cherry blossom coming out of your PC? This is gonna happen. This is gonna happen. Just saying. All right, back to the thingy. Let's keep going. Not for me, but my wife. When we were younger and kind of on hard times, she took a pretty shady job at a local factory. The first 2 weeks she was there, she had her lunch stolen 5 or 6 times. Oh, even open drinks. I was pretty pissed. I spent a lot of times I would grill or make her lunch, and she was going hungry. One night I bought a big Gatorade box, big Gatorade, and a box of those women's laxatives in both red and color. Couldn't tell the two were mixed, but we found out who the thief was. Don't steal other people's food. It's not your food. That always bothers me when people do that. Oh my gosh. Ugh. Okay, so someone said I made a turkey, havarti, and avocado sandwiches for lunch every day, and someone would steal them. So one say I mixed in wasabi with the avocado. Lots and lots of wasabi. When we heard coughing and someone running to the restroom, we knew we'd found the thief. Bravo. Bravo. Well, that was pretty crap. Coworker even, yeah. In the 80s, a guy at my school stole my sugar-free mints. He must have eaten the whole pack at break time. 10 minutes into the O-level exam, he had to be escorted to the loo. I felt sorry for the teacher that had to stay to make sure he wasn't trying to cheat. For a good description of the resulting chaos, read Amazon reviews of the sugar-free gummy bears. It will never die. Gummy bears will live for life. Oh my gosh. Oh. Gummy bears. I moved to America to be with this guy. Let's call him Richard. Richard happened to work at the same big box store as my friend. And one day when I came to meet Jay, or friend Jay, one day when I went to meet my friend Jay from work, a coworker immediately said, "Aren't you looking for Richard? He's staying with his girlfriend." Me. I'm his girlfriend. Now, another thing you should know about Richard is he bought his toothbrushes wholesale and lived in the grungiest apartment ever. I cleaned every inch of that bathroom toilet included with each and every one of the remaining toothbrushes, documenting every step with photographs. Then I rinsed them in the toilet and put them back in the box. And I packed my stuff and left. 10 years later, when I calculated he was on the last brush, I sent him the pictures. That was so calculated. Oh my gosh. Like, that's brutal. That's brutal. But the commitment, I have to respect the commitment. Wow. So this just gave a new meaning to long-term revenge. That reminds me of one roommate that I had. We found washing the toilet with the sponge to do the dishes. We almost killed her, and she was like 50, not a teenager. No. So I nearly spit out my coffee laughing. That is incredible. That is absolutely incredible. That's dedication. You're right, Soki. Those carbonized stardust. I don't care what anyone says. That is a win. That is a win. Girl played the long game, Claire. Yup. And I know you corrected this, Katie. You said later the width. So don't mess with her. No, don't. Don't. Let that be a warning to everyone. Oh. No fury. Okay. My little brother and his girlfriend came to stay at my house for the weekend, and the girlfriend was super self centered and obnoxious. When they left, she forgot her clothes and toiletries because she left them sprawled out all over my bathroom. But a week later, she and my brother moved into an apartment together. After he paid for the moving truck deposit and utilities, she cheated on him with her ex and kicked him out of the apartment. Mm-mm. I don't like that. I don't like that. This left him broke, homeless, and heartbroken. And the days after the breakup, she kept calling and emailing him several times per day, demanding that he ask me to ship her clothes and toiletries back to her. I mean, it's really important. It's my North Face. I mean, North Face is expensive, but like, I mean, he's probably spent equal amount of money on this. To be real, just saying. My brother called and pleaded with me to ship them to her so she would stop having a reason to contact him. Okay, I understand that. Being the loving sister I am, I gathered up the really important North Face sweatshirt, shorts, underwear, shampoo, conditioner, soap, and razor. I folded everything nicely, and then I wrote a nice note apologizing for taking so long to mail them to her and let her know that I hope all is well. That note was written in permanent marker, and the paper happened to be resting on the really important North Face when I wrote it. Unfortunately, the ink bled straight through the paper and onto the shirt. I am in shock. Also, unfortunately, the shampoo, soap, and conditioner caps were not tightly secured on their bottles, and the contents leaked out everywhere over the clothes, further spreading the ink. And the most unfortunate result, though, was that her razor didn't have any sort of protective cap or container and left little slashes all over the really important North Face. She received the package, and my brother never heard from her again. I agree with the comment. Delicious and deliciously written. That was good. That's good. Oh. All right. Grounded yet again by my angry dad for breathing whilst his ball game was on. I was stuck in my bedroom bored witless. For something to do, I flicked the light switches on and off. Pre-mobile era, folks. We had to make our own fun. And it was discovered that this made a loud buzzing static interference with the TV in the lounge. Cue the next 5 years of petty revenge. Angry dad never figured out why we had such bad TV signal at game time. He never connected me with being sent to my room and flicking the light switch every few minutes, revealing that as he yelled futilely at the static dancing across the TV. Oh, that's funny. That was funny. Oh, to have that option as a child. Pre-current safety regulations, there was a sweet spot that would cause the power to fluctuate and kill and all the light to flicker. If you held it long enough, the circuit breaker would allow killing all the power in the house. Oh gosh, innocent revenge. Yeah, I like that though. That's funny. I'm not gonna lie. Producer sister and my father could be very vocal when I was a kid while watching sports. And the problem is the vent that was in the room that they were watching stuff in connected to my bedroom. So I heard everything loud and clear. And at that point in hockey world, in the playoffs, there was no like cutoff for how long games could go. So if they were tied,
That's still a thing.
oh, and that's still going in the playoffs?
Yep.
But I thought there's a shootout thing now.
Only in the regular season.
Only in the regular season? Okay. So the problem was you would have some games that would go on till like how late are we talking?
Until someone scores.
Yeah, but I mean like it could go to like 2 in the morning.
Easily.
Easily 2 in the morning. And I was like 10 years old attempting to sleep. And then there would be like a shot on net and you'd hear both of them screaming and I would be like I'm getting sleep deprived at this point. And it would be night after night after night after night. I just couldn't handle it. I kind of wish I had that. I'm sorry, producer sister. I would have utilized that if that was in my power. I would have done it. And it would have been like almost unwatchable after 11 p.m. I'm sorry, I would have. I'm exposing myself.
Normally, go ahead.
Delivered pizzas about a week for my best friend's shop. Warned me about a few customers, but one in particular was always rude to the drivers and never tipped. Lucky for me, I got to deliver his order of a single calzone, maybe $6 or $7 total, and he tried to pay with a $50 bill. All the menus on the website prominently said nothing over a $10 bill for deliveries, and he'd been their customer long enough to know that. That checks out. But when I told him this while explaining that I didn't have enough change, he got extremely rude and was loud about how it was not his fault and that drivers should always carry enough money on them. So I did what any person in this situation would do, and I told him not to worry about it and that I'd pay for the order. For those few seconds, he thought he'd won a free calzone until I pulled it out and started eating it as I walked back to my car. I mean, if the guy hadn't been a jerk before, I think that would have been crossing a line, but this is kind of funny. That's kind of funny. Yeah, so I said, you should have said that you don't give change instead. Thanks for the tip. If I was your boss, I'd give you a promotion. Oh my goodness. Our family is a store owner. And there's one of our customers that always came before the store opened, demanded us to open early for her, and that no one can buy anything from us before she's done, is that she's there first. She always says that she's a big spender and that we'll miss out if she's not buying from us. It happens every few months until my mom flipped out and asked her not to buy here ever again as she harassed other customers. Best decision she ever made. And now she can be relaxing in the morning and prepare breakfast for the store as normal. It's true. Like, it's I think sometimes people just have a lot of entitlement when they go into these stores, and it's a little bit ridiculous. I don't like that. All right. Just double checking here. I think this is second last one.
Yep.
Okay. So I'm in a class where group research project / presentation is a huge chunk of overall points. No. Oh, sorry. I hated group projects. I literally would just be like, I'll do it myself. I'll just do it myself. Please, please. Everyone knows in group projects you will always have one slacker who doesn't do anything and that you have to compensate for. I mean, if it's one, you're lucky, but okay. However, I got stuck with possibly the worst 3 people to be in a project with the class. I did the entire research, presentation, poster boards, among many other annoying things myself. I tried talking to them and telling them they needed to put their share of work, of effort, ignored. I'd send them tasks to do, ignored. I tried to schedule meetings. They'd say they were coming and then leave me alone in the library. This happened from the get-go. When I was in college, I did a group project. And one of the other members was responsible for doing some of the research that would then be read in the presentation. I think we were like a day or 2 or something out from when we needed to present, and I emailed the person and I was like, "Okay, you haven't submitted your research. Can I get it, please?" And they responded. They sent me a Word document and I opened it up. And all of the sourcing brackets and links and hyperlinks were all still there from when she took it off of Wikipedia, which is plagiarism. And if anybody in the group did that, we all could be kicked out of college. Not cool. Not cool. Not cool. Hate that stuff so much. It was abundantly clear that they expected everyone else to do the work, but everyone else turned out to be just me. Rule: we couldn't have things 100% memorized word for word, and we couldn't read off of anything. We had to actually know the subject. I was fully prepared to do most of the talking and even wrote down a small script for them and told them to know what to say during their part at the very least. And the night before, I told them we had to meet at least to go over the whole thing. Once again, none of them showed. And at this point, I'm livid and I decide they can just do it by themselves, which means they'd get up there, not know a thing, and say thing to say other than the small info I gave them. And I couldn't even BS anything. And they couldn't even BS anything because they did no research. The thing is, if sorry, thing is, if we miss without an excuse, we fail the project. If you have an excuse, you have to have the documentation. I commute and live an hour away, so I decided that I'll conveniently have a flat tire right before class. Went out, actually bought a tire so I could have the receipt to prove it. Emailed the professor who said I can present by myself during office hours. Yes! Yeah! Brilliant. Brilliant. Turns out they completely bombed, not only probably failing the project, but since they're bad students, might have even failed the class. Play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. The only thing group projects ever taught me was how much to hate people if I had to do group projects with. It's true. It's true. Yes, commitment. Commitment, producer sister. And Jennifer, I love this. Jennifer Marie said, "Why am I not best friends with this person already? I would love to have dinner with this person." Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Oh my goodness. That's funny. All right. Last one. We ready? Okay. There's a new truck in my apartment parking lot, always taking up multiple spots. Always. Weird angles, close to the stairs, all over the place. No assigned parking, unfortunately. Months of this. I drive a much smaller car than that, and I am a I am petty and passive aggressive. I've been waiting for my chance. A few days ago was my shot. Oh, I don't know. Are we ready for this? Are we ready for this? I got home quite late and there were 0 spots open in my lot. Big truck is double parked again, but there is just enough room on the driver's side for me to sneak in with my little clown car. I carefully pull in, making sure not to touch anything. No damage, no nothing. My passenger side mirror is half an inch from the driver's side door. I giggled to myself all the way back to my apartment and set up an alarm and waited. The following morning, I wake up but before the alarm to a loud door slamming and stomping around, and I check my windows and I see the double parking culprit walking around both vehicles, taking pictures, texting someone, taking more pictures, and I am shaking with glee. They then swallowed their pride, let out a visual sigh, climbed into the passenger seat, clambered over the center console, and Austin Powers 20-point turned their mutts out of the spot. I have never been so proud of myself in my petty, passive aggressive ways. I mean, if that's the way you park with your cushion of protection, eventually that's going to happen. I do that all the time. Somebody said if I'm parked correctly inside the lines, then I really don't care about the person next to me. Learn to park. It's not that hard. This person you had me a little clown car. I'm imagining like a little smart car next to like an F-150 type thing. Congratulations, my friend. Well done. I agree. I agree. That was lovely. Claire, I have to say though, yes, I agree. I just saw your comment come through. Yes, but did they do it again? I need to know. I'd like to know. I like to think that that person learned their lesson and became better people. But I don't have a lot of hope, unfortunately. Yes, Jennifer Marie, this is why we learn to color on the lines in kindergarten. Color in the lines. Stay in your lane. Stop swerving. That could be a meme stream. I definitely can't do that one here. Which reminds me, so this is the that is the funnies. Thank you very much, producer sister. If I can get some love for producer sister for putting that together for us, thank you. No worries, Jennifer. I knew what you meant. It's all good. Oh my goodness, that was fun. That was fun. Oh, I love that stuff. Oh, I hope you guys liked that. I hope that makes your Monday a little bit better. It's always good to hear about the petty stuff. It's a good time. It's a good time. So this is now the part of the show where we wind down. If there's any last minute support, questions, conversation you guys want to have, you let me know. And we have that here before we end the stream. And one of the things I did want to let you guys know for members, we are starting to work on putting together what I'm going to call the meme stream, which is basically that when I do my videos, when I used to do my standalone videos, I would try to implement having different jokes that came into my head while I was writing it. And then translate those into the video format so you guys kind of followed the way that my brain thought, because my second language is memes. Essentially, it's a part of how I communicate. But the thing is, if you don't know the meme or you don't know the background, sometimes you don't understand why it's so funny. And I don't like that. I think everybody should be in on the joke. And so what I would like to do is start putting together memes for the streams to reference to be jokes within the community. But the problem is I can't share all that stuff necessarily, all the context, the full context, without having issues with copyright claims and things like that. So membership allows me to be able to be a little bit looser with that and we can have more fun with it, which is why I want to do the meme stream in that arena. And so we're going to start to put that together. So if that's something you think you'd be interested in being a part of, please consider joining membership. Keep your membership up to date. I'm hoping to be doing that very soon. And we're going to start to pull those together. So when I said the stay in your lane, there is a gospel song literally called Stay in Your Lane that gives me much joy and much joy. It's funny. So it would be kind of like one of those things that when I say that I would be able to pull that up and we'd have fun with it. But basically, there's going to be a lot. And what will end up probably happening is we will have to have a vote within the community of Space Angels of deciding which memes we keep on hand, because I can't have all of them. I want all of them, but I can't have all of them. That's not. Yeah, we speak in memes. That's the problem. Yeah. So it's going to be a good time. So if you have not joined membership and you would like to, let that be a reason you can join us and have some fun. So I think that pretty much covers everything I wanted to talk about. Yes, Ray. For example, insufficient funds, which you guys saw earlier. That's one of the ones that I think about in my head quite often. And it's just I'm going to have to take them and somehow transform some of them so we don't have copyright issues and things like that. But I think we can have a good time. I think we have a good time. All right. So I am opening this up now to sorry. Yeah, Soki. Oh my gosh, Soki. I'm sorry. I just saw your comment. I'm waiting for it to come through on StreamYard. What do we want? Memes. Which do we want? All of them. Or it can be like, what do you want? Memes. Which we want? Yes. Yes. Which ones? No, yes. All of them. Both. Both is good. Oh my goodness. It's no, I think it's gonna be fun. And honestly, there's a few of them that I'm kind of excited because there's stuff that I don't think producer sister and I have meme jokes that are not like what I would consider to be meme mainstream jokes. And I'm excited to be able to share some of those with you because it's scary how much of them I quote and people don't even know I'm quoting anything, and that's okay. That's fine. But it's just kind of how I feel about it. Is it? Carbonized Stardust said the meme that stuck in my head is actually one of Edgar from Men in Black when the bug is in him, and it says, "When the game is loading and you see your face on the TV, it kills me." That's so random. You know what? Let me know in the chat when we do this part, when we wind down. What are your favorite memes? Let me know what your favorite memes are because I want to know. Yeah. Lulu's mom just said my favorite meme is the two guys laughing hysterically and people have added their own backstory. Yeah, that's a good one. That's fun. That's fun. Oh, thank you, General Scott, for the super sticker of the unicorn. I love the unicorn. Thank you. It's very sweet of you. Oh my gosh. So the gift membership works too. Yes, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Oh my gosh, yes, this is fine. This is fine. This is good. We're good. The dog sitting in like the kitchen with all the fire everywhere. It's beautiful. I love the community one of that too. Yeah, the pizza box where you just walk in and everything's on fire and it's great. All the cat memes. All the cat memes. I was a huge fan of Lil Bub. I don't know if you guys remember Lil Bub. I should probably pull up a picture of Lil Bub. Lil Bub has gone back to his home planet, and I miss him greatly because he really made my life. Lil Bub had a lot of health issues, and it was a miracle that we all got to meet Lil Bub at all. But Lil Bub also had like I think Lil Bub was a perma kitten, so mentally he was a kitten. Let me double check here. Or am I saying? Just double checking. Oh, she. Some of them are saying he. I thought it was a she. I thought it was a she. Lil Bub. Lil Bub. Present. Share screen. Because you guys need to see Lil Bub. If you've never seen Lil Bub, you need to see Lil Bub. That's Lil Bub. Missing teeth. Dwarfism. And I mean, this cat had a love for life. And I loved this cat so much. All over my desk. All over my desk all the time. Oh. The Power Baby meme. We don't have a favorite. We like them all. I'm fine. When you say you're fine, but you're not fine, but you just don't say anything because they wouldn't understand. The Katy Perry one, if I'm remembering correctly. I'm in danger. The white cat memes. Hammy and Olivia. Speaking of dogs, how's Lacey? Lacey's doing very well. I think her medicine has kicked in, which is very good. It's very good. She has a few King Bob, I don't know if you missed it, but I had to take Lacey to the vet this morning. She had an accident yesterday with her mouth, and basically we went in this morning and she's going to have surgery. So she's currently going through prep for her surgery. So we're just doing like a round of antibiotics and stuff like that. She's going to be just fine, and we will move on to that stage in a few days. But she is on something to help her with her discomfort, which makes her a bit drowsy. So she is asleep. She's here. You can see her. She's down here. But I don't want to wake her up because she's doing what she should be doing right now. So there's also one with two guys in the tundra and they're discussing cuddling together for warmth and how that doesn't make them gay. And then a seal yells gay and it ruins their day. It's so stupid. That's fine. It's good. My favorite ones of all time are the ceiling cat memes from way back when, Christy. Yeah, those are good. The one I use the most is the "So It Begins." That's good. That's good. Fine. Feelings inside not expressed. Yep. Soki. And the Kronk ones. All of the Kronk. Pull the lever. I know that's not Kronk. Yzma, but you know what I mean. I always love when he's dancing to his own theme song. That's always good. I will say too, I'm gonna say this. Producer sister
Mhm.
made Kronk's spinach puffs.
I did.
They're incredible. When Yzma in that movie is like, I lied and I never liked your spinach puff. She's a liar. She's a liar. Something wrong with you. The poison for Cusco. Cusco's poison. Yeah. Oh, Carbonite Artist just said, oh boy, does she have the poodle bad teeth. I mean, they all do, from my understanding. But what I will say is that from day one with her, I have been very focused on her dental care. I knew this day was going to come regardless of what I did. And to be honest, I've kind of been beating myself up a bit about it today because I was hoping we would never be at this stage. But there are some things that are just unavoidable. And you can't. I mean, the other thing is, too, she also is part Shih Tzu, which is another breed that is notoriously known for having bad teeth. So she's been using like vet level dental stuff from a very, very young age. And I'm hoping that that means that the work won't have to be as intense. And that she will be able to recover faster. And we're just going to keep doing what we're doing. Because I mean, I've even spoken with my vet previously, being like, I'm doing this and this and this and this and this. Is there anything else I can do? And he's like, no, you're doing more than most people do. But it is what it is, you know. It's a part of it. It's life. Oh, you're tearing me apart, Lisa. Oh, hi, Mark. Everybody betray me. The Room, that movie, that whole movie. The Room and Troll 2, for me, those two just horrible movies, and they are so entertaining. And both of them, I laughed so hard I threw up. It's just, they're amazing. They're amazing. From Lever! Oh my gosh. Love it. All the Friends memes. Oh, we've definitely had Friends memes on this channel. This is brand new information.
You missed the my sandwich that we recommended.
My sandwich?
You missed it.
Oh, from earlier, yeah. My sandwich? I mean,
You said you need to write a note, and I answered my sandwich, and you missed it.
My sandwich. Then I just think about the McGriddle incident. Number of years ago, before any of you knew me, I was not on the internet at all. I was going through the worst part of my recovery I've ever been through after I got diagnosed. Everything was bad, and they basically found out they had been treating me for something I didn't have, which meant I had to go off of medication. One of those medications I was on 4 times the recommended dosage, and I had to get off of it, and it took 7 months, and I still had the worst discontinuation syndrome ever. Do not recommend. Take your time, take a break. If you ever have to get off of medication that's cumulative, it's just, don't rush it. You know you want to, but just don't, because it was terrible. But the only thing that I could like eat without being sick was McGriddles. And so I had a really horrible night, and I texted my dad and I was like, okay, when you go out for coffee, can you please bring me back a McGriddle? And he brought me back the McGriddle, but there was no egg and there was no bacon. It was literally just the pancake patties, and that was it. And I mean, I'd had just like a horrible, horrible night, and I just opened that up, and I was sitting in my bed, and I instantly just went, my sandwich, my sandwich. And then I thought about Ross, and then that whole thing happened, and it was like a whole thing. So now, whenever I think of that McGriddle, the McGriddle that should have been, that was not. Oh my goodness. But yes, carbonized. So she got all the bad teeth issues. Yeah. And that's what I mean. We've been fighting an uphill battle since she was born. And from the sounds of it, it's going to be minimal. And I've also had other Shih Tzus in my life, and she's doing much better at this stage than they were. So I think it hasn't been for nothing, but there is a part of me that's like, oh, I wish there was something else I could have done, but it is what it is. Producer sister speaking, squirrel. Soki, I hold you responsible. Yeah, so many friends memes. Pivot! Pivot! Oh. Double check. Yep. Spaceballs, the office memes. It's happening! It's happening! So identity theft is not a joke, Jim. Oh, goodness. And Denise just said Butter has the bad teeth too. She's officially 14. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's going to happen. It does happen. Like you can try, but and I mean that doesn't mean you shouldn't, right? Because I'm very happy. The likelihood of how many Lacey may lose is much lower than I would say the average would be. So I'm very happy. Did I stutter? Oh my gosh, Carbonized Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Oh, that's a good show. That's a good show. Yeah. Oh, she's 15, Denise. Yeah. Yeah, it's time. Yes, producer sister does love Brooklyn as well.
I like sitcoms.
Yeah, sitcom fan. Sitcom fan. Yeah, sitcoms are fun. No, it's good to hear. I think we're gonna have fun with it. We're gonna do some stuff. I know. I think producer sister and I are both very excited to show you guys something that we love that I don't feel like enough people know about. And it was a YouTube video that we found on accident, like over 10 years ago.
There's a few of them.
Yeah. But one was called The Frog Princess, and it's literally a puppet telling the story of the Frog Princess. I'm not going to say anything else about it because it is absolutely glorious and it is the most chaotic energy I've ever seen in a video, and it's fantastic. Yeah, it's fun.
I think it's more than 10 years.
Is it the Muppets one? No, it is
No.
not, and that is the number one thing people ask me when I bring it up. It's literally, I think it's like an independent creator. It's just I don't even know where it came from. It just did, and I found it by accident, and I love it. Yeah, I mean, we know the Muppets are good. We know the Muppets are good. Oh, that reminds me, there was something I wanted to share with you guys. Because I don't know if you've noticed there's something new in my set. Can anyone see anything new? I'll sway a bit. I get turned around when I turn back. I got a Figment! For those of you that don't know, Figment is a character from an attraction at Epcot in Disney World, and he represents imagination. And he's so cute, and I have been obsessed with him since I was like a baby. I love him. And I have an old, like a vintage plush of him, but he has so much junk in his trunk. I could not fit him on the shelves behind me. We tried. We actually at one point tried to suspend him from the ceiling and it didn't work. So I had some family go to Disney and they brought back the Figment for me. And I love him. And fun little piece of trivia, he is actually voiced by Dave Glez, who or Dave Goles. I can never say his name right. I think it's Goles, Dave Goles, which is really sad because he does genuinely really, really inspire me. And he is the he's Gonzo. He's Gonzo. He is the he is a Muppeteer that has been performing with the Muppets literally now for 50 years. And I absolutely love him, and for many, many reasons. I'm actually debating on just doing like a members only behind the scenes video about him and why I love him and everything he's done, because I think he's severely underrated and deserves everything. And I even like producer sister actually surprised me. She found out that there was a live show with him at the Center of Puppetry in Georgia, and he did an interview and they live streamed it. And literally the humbleness of this man and the imposter syndrome I think he has, it's sad, but it's also just like he's such a breath of fresh air. Literally, there was someone that went up to the microphone and asked him and referred to him as one of the core members of the Muppets because he's been doing Gonzo since the beginning. So he was on the Muppet Show, stuff before the Muppet Show, and has been through the whole time. And just said like, and they referred to him as a core of the Muppets, and he just said, I don't think of myself as a core of the Muppets. And I'm like,
We do.
we all do. Sorry, Matt Pond just said, why do fingers have fingertips but toes don't have toe tips? Yet you tiptoe and not tip finger. Matt, do you need to get some sleep? Oh my goodness. Yeah, no, so I love Dave and I love Gonzo. And so I love Figment, and also the Figment attraction at Disney right now, although it is absolutely a nightmare fueled dream thing, fever dream. Eric Idle's in it. So you get your Muppet fix essentially, and you get your Monty Python fix at the same time. This is a good place. I like to be there. Yeah, but I thought he was too cute. So yeah, he's here now. Now let's see if I can get him back on the shelf because he still has junk in his trunk. I think we're good. That thing has a huge tag. I didn't see that. How long is this tag? It's like a CVS receipt. Sorry. All right. Okay. All right. Well, we're at about the 2-hour mark. I'm going to start to wind down. Thank you very much for the last super chat, Matt Bond. Thank you for all of the support you guys have sent me. I very much appreciate it. I think it's fair for me to say that if any of you guys are sending me anything through PayPal right now, it's going towards expenses, whether they be for this place or whether it be for the coming expenses with Lacey. But thank you guys so much for being here, for watching, enabling me to do this. I'm so happy you all came out today. I think we had a good amount of people in here, which I was very surprised about as well. I am planning on being back here on Wednesday, and I will keep you guys posted. And again, if you are ever like, if you want more updates with me, you want to know things more in real time, if something's going to be delayed or something's going on, I usually post things on Instagram fairly quickly. So if you're not seeing an update on the community tab or anything like that, chances are there's something on Instagram, and you are welcome to follow me there. So I have a link tree in the description, and that has all of my links as far as things that are official. So my Insta's there, my Threads is there, my PayPal is there, all that stuff. Matt Bond just said, "What makes you think that? Why do you park in the driveway? The drive in the park." We could do this all day. We could do this all day, Matt. All day. Things don't make sense, and English is weird. English is so weird. I've asked myself for years, why has Head and Shoulders not made a soap called Knees and Toes? At least an exfoliant or something. It's very strange to me. Carbonized Stardust, thank you very much for Lacey's Tooth Fairy. Yeah, I think we're going to have to do something because genuinely, I feel so bad because part of the reason we're in this position is because I've been trying to like play with her more, get her to go out and be a dog because sometimes I feel like she just takes things so seriously in life, and she's never been a big like she's not a big she doesn't play a lot with other dogs. She doesn't do any of that stuff. She's much more calm and relaxed, and I'm trying to get her to just have some fun, just chill. And then we go and we play, and then she gets hurt, and now I can't play with the ball with her for like a month at least. So it's like, I feel terrible. So yeah, she's very introverted. She's very, very, very introverted. I don't know if any of you guys got to meet her when I was in Vegas. And she's very, very introverted, but she also is in some ways terrified of everything and then one of the bravest dogs I've ever met at the same time. But it's always stuff like she's terrified of floor vents, but she was great on a plane. I don't know what to say.
Stymied by the floor vents.
Oh, floor vents. Floor vents are a thing, and I honestly don't know why she's afraid of floor vents. It doesn't trace back to anything. I have no idea. No idea. Right, I relate to Lacey. I think we do. Oh, Starflower just said, I watch a lot of channels, and Kim, you are the sweetest, most caring creator I watch. Thank you. I appreciate that. I do. Thank you very much. That is, I try to take comments like that to heart and not the negative ones, because I know you can't make everybody happy. So I'm glad that my content has made you happy. Yeah, a producer sister just said, yeah, if one of her balls lands on the floor vent, she will sit beside the floor vent and cry and wait for someone to get the ball off of the floor vent. It has to be rescued. And I'm like, I have literally seen you like running around Disney World without a fear in the world, and there's a ball on a floor vent and you won't go near it. I got nothing. I got absolutely nothing. Yeah, like her running through hospitals, no fear. Her everything, like all the stuff she's had to do, and like even like with me, the stuff we've been through, like no fear, none. Floor vents, nope. Oh, Denise, come to LA. You're officially the only one I do not have a picture with. The core for. Oh, thank you. And here I go saying I don't feel like I'm a part of the core because I'm like Dave. It is what it is. Um, but no, I would love to meet you, Denise, and I hope I do. I hope I do. Um, I really do want to go out to LA. I want to do more traveling, and I'm hoping we're getting to a place, especially with my fella, that we're going to be able to do that more because I prefer to travel with him, or with someone because I am extroverted and I'm also disabled, so having somebody with me is always very helpful. Say, Carbonized Stardust just said, my cat is the same. She's very quiet. She only wants to play with me. I've heard her meow less than 5 times since I've had her. Wow. For 8 years now. Lol, my other cat is a freak psycho. That's funny. That's funny. Yes. Yes, it's true though. Yeah, like Lacey is very introverted. Producer sister's dog Sammy is not at all. He's the most extroverted being I've ever met in my life. It's incredible. Let me take a look here. Aw, thank you guys. I'm seeing the core comments and I'm gonna cry if I go through them. So I've cried enough today. I don't want to anymore. There's a reason everything on here is waterproof right now. My cat is part Maine Coon. Oh gosh, my fella loves those. Loves that cat. He's allergic to cats, but that's the type of cat he would get. Especially if she's trying to tell us something, she's very vocal. I have learned her different, I'm assuming like voices or vocalizations. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. They're definitely, I think a lot of pets in a way are animals, like anything. They're very much like babies in the sense that once you get to know them, you can tell what the cry, what the meow, what the bark, what the noise means. There are definite differences in the things they make, and I think a lot of people just assume that it's like the same one. There are certain I mean, there's certain cries that even Charlie makes that I'm like, I know when I need to drop everything and run. Um, and there's noises that Bear makes when she's had it with you. They're very funny noises. She's just reached her limit of like, there's too much happening. I need time to recharge. We're not doing this. No. My psycho cat is a doctor. She follows me around and yells, "Mom! Mom!" I believe that. I have seen cats bark on like videos. Like I think cats can make noises that they don't want us to know they can make. That's my opinion. I've never had a cat, so I've never seen it in like real time, but I've heard enough from cat owners that it's like, I don't, oh wow. Is it? Beth just said they learned how to communicate with you. They do. They do. Carbonized Stardust just said, I didn't know that cats can actually manipulate their voices to sound like babies because they know we respond to baby cries. Cats are too smart. And I think the thing is they know how smart they are, but they hold it back. I think they're smart enough to know that they're not going to show us how smart they are. I believe that. Diane just said, oh, yes, my dog has different barks for sure. Yep, they do. They do. You can tell. Yep, Ray, I know exactly what noise you're talking about. It's not a good noise. That is not a good noise. Mm-mm. Oh, well, normally I try to finish this stream by 4 Eastern Standard Time. I will keep you here until 4, but we started late. So we are past 4 Eastern Standard Time, obviously. So I am going to wind down. Yes, though. Holy Popo. I think that's how you say it. My cat made the Oh Long Johnson sound. Yep, it's ridiculous. Exactly, Robin. You're right. And also, hi, Robin. She just said, did you know cats only meow to humans? They don't make those noises to each other or to other animals. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. General Scott, my cat's name was Mooch. Oh, and he was 1. Would tail thump me when I annoyed him. Best darn cat ever. That sounds amazing. That's amazing. Yes, Denise, there will always be Mean Girls references. The limit does not exist. All right. Well, I am going to wind down now. Thank you guys so much for your love and your support today. Thank you guys for being here. I'm going to ask you guys, please stick around until the stream is over, and I will finish it very quickly. The screen will not be up for very long. Please reload the page and leave a comment. Let me know what you think the funny section should be called. Like some comments from people leaving their suggestions. Leave your thoughts, all that type of stuff. I will do my best to interact with you guys, and I am so happy you're here. Thank you so much for your love and your support. It means the world. I hope you guys have a great day, a great Tuesday. I will hopefully see you guys Wednesday. I will let you guys know if I'm not. And I will see you all very, very soon. Thanks so much, everyone. Much love.